All right. So if you have been around for longer than 10 years, which I'm assuming you have been, there is such a huge fitness craze going on, and it is not slowing down anytime soon. This is a huge industry, diets, workouts, reaching the perfect body, right? But so much of what I see in the fitness and health industry is lacking because it's one thing to have like a healthy body, but could you be sacrificing having a healthy mind and a healthy spirit too? So I'm super excited about my guest today, Wendy Pett. She's not only a very dear friend of mine, but she's also the host of the Visibly Fit podcast, and she has an entire program called Visibly Fit. And she's going to be with us today to show us exactly how to get that done. Wendie, I am so happy that you're with me today. Thank you so much.
It is an honor to be here. We always have a good time together. So thanks for having me on your show.
Oh my goodness. It's so good. Well, this show is crazy blessed. And I think there is crazy blessing when we decide to do things God's way. And I like you and I are like right in the same file folder when it comes to God's blessing and understanding his character. But I want you to share with me, like being fit is one thing, but when you're talking about what if we can look at it holistically, like if we have the perfect abs and the perfect butt and we are depressed and anxious and frustrated, like what is it profiting us, right? So tell us a little bit, first of all, how did you decide to go into this area? Like why?
All right, we'll start there because that's where it all started. But way back when I was teaching aerobics, when leg warmers and headbands were cool,
Yes,
in
bring
the
it back.
Dallas in the Dallas Fort Worth area to the American Airlines Institute and other corporations, and I was kind of doing all the step aerobics, and I was into that, right? Like I was teaching that kind of style. And long story short, I moved to Minnesota. And that was 25 years ago, but a little over 20 years ago, I was in a snowmobile accident, and I was going about 55 miles an hour, got off the trail and his snow covered culvert, and uh, I was flying through basically the windshield of the sled, and I hit a tree. So again, long story short, I had to rehab my body because they wanted to do surgery. And I'm a really stubborn person. I'm like, no, the body can heal itself. And so I started doing isometric and moving isometric type of exercises, and my body healed itself. And so that really just started to open the door to so much. And God is so gracious and so beautiful that he just kept opening door after door after door once my body was healed to help others heal their body. But then it was over and beyond the healing of injury. It was, let's get people healthy and well, mind, body, spirit, emotions. I became a naturopathic doctor. I'm all about the holistic approach. And because it's all encompassing. You can't just do one and be a whole complete person. We're all encompassing. So you have to look at all different spokes in the wheel and take care of yourself as a collective whole. So yeah, it's just been a beautiful journey. I work with my patients online, and I help them release unwanted, unhealthy weight and the unhealthy, unwanted emotions that are attached to that weight. A lot of times people are like, I just want to lose weight. I'm like, well, I'm sure you do, but when we lose something, we tend to find it. Let's talk about releasing it. And what does that mean?
That is good.
Yeah,
Release it to losing it. Oh,
releasing it, like releasing, letting go. And that's so much of the trauma, the emotions, all of that is attached to that deceptive barrier called weight, right? And so many different people's situations. And there's the standard American diet, there's the addictive part of why people may be overweight, but it's about being healthy in mind, body, spirit, and getting new habitual patterns started, and releasing old ways of doing things, and loving yourself through it.
okay. That loving yourself through it. I find, we're both coaches. I find coaching people around health issues, if we could tap into that, that's
Yeah.
like the superpower. If we could tap into loving ourselves through the process where we are now, it's like, oh, I'm going to love my body when it's fill in the blank, when I lose that baby weight, when I get rid of those extra pounds, when I shape up my thighs or my abs, when I lose that like arm jiggle. We put so many ridiculous stipulations on ourselves.
Truly.
And like love becomes almost like a value exchange. Like, no, I can't love you yet. Like you have to do something for me and then I will love you.
Yeah.
And we don't understand that the body is just doing what we expect it to do all
Yeah.
the
And the body knows what you're thinking. It also knows what
time.
you're saying, but it knows what you're thinking. I'm talking at the cellular level and it responds accordingly. And, one of the things that I tell my patients is the key to health and fitness is the F word. Yeah. I see your eyeballs. It's forgiveness, because forgiveness unlocks everything. Forgiveness unlocks that love. Forgiveness unlocks everything. And then you start acting out. You start, taking that walk that you deserve to take. You start fueling your body with the God-made foods that were intended to fuel your body. So you start to see yourself differently through the lens of God's eyes instead of your own flesh-driven eyes.
That's so good. And sometimes we don't even realize that we're holding contempt,
Yeah.
that we're holding bitterness or frustration. We don't even realize it because it's been so ingrained in us that our body is like, I mean, okay, we live in a culture that's very objectifying, especially for women.
Sure.
And so we become indoctrinated in that culture subconsciously, where it's like, all right, I can't love my body. I can't forgive where I feel like I have grieved my body or my body has grieved me. And we don't just allow that love to penetrate the process of health and healing.
Yeah.
And so it becomes this constant battle. My daughter shared with me something that really impacted me. And she said she was reading this one article about this woman who decided to stop dieting. And she said, it hit me when my mom, who was declining from cancer, the author was sharing this, who was declining from cancer and quickly approaching death, the week before she died, was frustrated that she couldn't lose 10 more pounds.
Oh boy. Wow.
The week before she died,
That's awful.
was griping and complaining that she couldn't lose that 10 pounds.
Wow. Wow.
And that hit her. It's like her whole life
Yeah.
had been a pursuit
A
of something,
number on the scale.
a number on a scale, something she
Mhm.
thought, when I get there, I'll be happy. No, you won't.
Mm-mm.
You'll still have the same emotions and it'll come right back.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Got to heal the dramas and traumas.
yes, you do.
Mhm.
And this author was sharing that. And my daughter's like, you know what? I'm sick of this whole culture.
Yeah.
I'm sick of diet. I'm sick of like this, like what our bodies have become, this object in exchange for notoriety or platform or a voice. It's
Yeah.
like, and we are the ones that have created it, and we are the ones that are perpetuating it. And when she shared
Exactly.
it with me, I realized how many times I have said, man, when I lose that baby weight, or when I want to fit back into those jeans, I was like, oh my God, am I perpetuating this with my
Well,
daughters?
sure. I'm a recovering perfectionist. Like I get it. Like it's in the culture. It's been ingrained in me, and you have to unravel the way that maybe you have been operating for so long. And sometimes we're addicted to that operation,
Yeah.
right? And we're in this like sympathetic, nervous system mode as opposed to our parasympathetic. And that sympathetic is that fight or flight, right? Like we're addicted to just the adrenals pumping, the dopamine dropping, and we're like, give me more, give me more. But that's even with the drama and trauma, right? Like that's that fight or flight and that problem and stress and all that. I mean, but the parasympathetic nervous system is really where we can really capture and feel the peace of God. Like,
Yeah.
and our body starts to regulate, our hormones start to balance out. Like, that's what people aren't used to. They're like, oh my gosh, quiet, stillness. Oh,
Yeah.
give me something, I need to have something noise and something going on around me. No, you don't. That's the problem. Get outside, hear from the Lord, and get your body healed up. You know what I mean? Go
I'm,
out and do a little grounding.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because when you say go outside and get sunshine, right?
Yes,
Grounding, get your bare feet in the soil.
that's right.
My son, I have so many stories. So I always, my son was talking with me because he knows I'm fascinated about mental health and psychology. And he said, Mom, there's this new therapy that I'm seeing all over TikTok and all over Instagram and everything. And he said it's called naturing.
Oh yeah, we talked
And,
about
yeah,
that.
it's like one of those, yeah, great strategies. Like you go
It's
outdoors,
brilliant.
really a new discovery. Research shows that
Yeah.
get your butt outside,
Yeah.
get outside where there's no walls and no
And
ceilings,
no electronics.
no electronics, and
Mhm.
let your, like you said, just let your mind breathe for a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
I was so one time I was so shook by this, and this affected me as well, as I'm sure you can see why. I hadn't seen one of my dear friends in over a year. We finally met up, and it was so much fun. We were so excited, just like picked up right where we left off, kind of like you and I do, Wendy.
I love that. Yeah.
Right where we left off, and we were like hanging out. And she said, "I'm a little mad at you." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I've lost 40 pounds, and you didn't even notice."
Oh.
And I was like, "I am so sorry." It's like, but why didn't I notice? And I realized, like, my spirit sees your spirit and connection, and all of a sudden the body doesn't matter.
Yeah. It
And
wasn't like a shallow how
it
moment.
wasn't
Yeah.
like, let me check you out, right?
Yeah.
But then I realized, wait a minute, what if I think that people are measuring me and looking at me the way that she thought people were looking at her? Like she
Yeah.
thought I could notice right away because I judged body. And I
But I
thought,
think a lot of women believe that
I
to
think
be
a lot,
true.
right. And I thought, wait, what in me believes that other people notice? Oh, she's like 1 inch bigger in the waist. Or, ooh, her arms are firmer. Or she hasn't worked out in 2 weeks and they're losing. I'm like, I am so like hyper focused on the things that no one even notices.
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
I need to lighten up. This is
That's
ridiculous.
hilarious. But you know what? There's so many women that won't even take photos. I'm serious, Hannah. They won't even take photos because they don't like the way they look. And so it's really about, again, seeing yourself as God sees you. You are a child of the Most High. He loves you, thick, thin, tall, short. It doesn't matter. But it's loving yourself healthy and well so that you have a desire to, and that you act on it to honor the Lord in how you are going about your health and your wellness. So often we're just being deceived by, the standard American diet because we're addicted to the sugar, fat, salt. There, all the commercials, all the ways that people say this is how you should live, this is how you should live, or I just want to have fun, or whatever. No, it's about how am I really treating my body so that I am glorifying the Lord in that. And so if you're stuffing your face with a big cheeseburger and fries, is that really God honoring? Is it mean that you have to be perfect in how you eat? No, but do what you know will fuel your body best at the cellular level. That's God honoring, right? Move your body. A
Yeah,
lot of times we're just sitting and living a sedentary lifestyle. We wonder why we're depressed and, have aches and pains and that kind of thing. You got to move. You got to get up.
you really do. And,
Yeah.
I thought about it this way. I was at the gym and with my coach, and he was like, I know this hurts you. I know, like, it was like, but I want you to do like 12 more reps. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't remember what it was, like some of the sumo lunges or something like that. I was like, oh my, okay, I can do this. And then I thought, you know what? I'd rather have the pain now than the
Mhm.
pain later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because either way, you don't get out of life without pain. So you can have the pain of going to the gym, or you can
Yeah.
have the pain of not being able to walk up a flight of stairs.
Or you can just use your body as your gym, Hannah.
Yes.
Like I teach. But no, however you do it, do something. Something.
Yeah.
And also, something's always better than nothing. A lot of people think, oh, I've only got 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Do something
Put on
within
a
that time
song
frame.
and dance your butt all around the kitchen.
Right. Right.
As
You do that.
having that Apple Watch, I'm like, I better get my butt up and start dancing, right? It
That's
changes your
awesome.
mood, it changes your state, everything.
That's
One thing
right.
I love to do, and that's holistic.
Totally.
That's
It's
not like,
healing.
yeah, it's healing.
Hmm.
I will tell you, after my mama went on to be with Jesus about a year ago, if I didn't have hiking,
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have made it. I
Yeah.
really don't. I would, and I do every day to this day, like every weekday, because the hikes are full on the weekends. But
Yeah.
throw my dogs in the back of that car and we go hike 3 miles every morning.
Therapeutic. Yeah.
It is, it's therapeutic. And so it's funny because I saw this, you may have seen it too. I saw this like reel going around, it went viral, but she's like, I don't know why I'm so depressed and down in the winter. Like, are you drinking water? No. Are you going outside? No. Are you moving your body? No. Like, well,
How's your vitamin D level? How's, yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Like we know what to do. But here's the problem. There's people listening and they're like, I get it. I know this. I should be going outside. I should be moving my body. Wendy, I don't want to.
Yeah.
What's
So
happening?
that's going to be a more of a spiritual and mental um, adjustment that needs to happen, just like a chiropractic adjustment. It needs to shift, something needs to change, and you can't keep doing the same thing and expect the shift to occur. You have to do something different. It's going to feel hard in the beginning. It's not hard, it's just different. And so it appears to be hard because it's something you're not used to. So if you're feeling like I don't want to, then that's exactly when you need to get up and do it. Do you know that I roll out of bed and I do push-ups the very first thing out of bed? My husband's like, "Where'd you go?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm down here doing push-ups." Like I'm not even awake yet. Is that, something enjoyable or quote unquote easy? Not necessarily, but I do it and it starts the day off and it's become a discipline. And now I really am starting to realize that this different has become my norm and it's not so hard. It is becoming easier. Easy? No, but easier. And so we just have to think of things differently. We have to quit being so soft and start to push ourselves a little bit more because we get so used to, just sitting out and vegging out in front of the TV or, plopping on the couch. Well, you're going to continue to feel like a plop if you're just plopping on the couch, right? You got to get some activity, some motion to release emotion and to even again think creative thoughts. All of it. You've got to have some motion in your life. And so if you're sedentary, get up.
Oh, there is a date. Like not too long ago, my daughter and I were like, you know what, we're just gonna veg out today. And we were sitting on the sofa, we were watching some series. Oh, next episode, next episode. And we turned to each other. She's like, I think we're starting to grow mushrooms. I said, we haven't even moved. We haven't
Yeah.
moved from the sofa. It's like, all right, we gotta take a break. We gotta get outside. We gotta do something. Like
Right. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
that
But
static life. Your body's made to move.
it's made to move. That's right. That's right. And gets the blood pumping and releases those happy, hormones, the serotonin, the dopamine, all of
Yeah,
it.
I mean
So
endorphins.
you got to get moving. And, I was sharing with you that Visibly Fit is using your body as your gym. So our mind is so powerful that we can actually create the weight in our hand without it being there. I've taught this for over 20 years. And you can eliminate all your excuses like, hey, I don't have a gym membership, or, I can't get there because so and so's sick, whatever. Use your body, do what you can within the day. And I'm telling you, you will see some positive, great results. I have people releasing weight all the time and getting stronger and getting off medication. And it's really about, changing the way you eat too. I teach more of a
Yeah.
whole food, plant-based approach. But yeah, you got to take action if you want to see a change.
And I think you just feel so much better.
You do.
Sometimes we forget how good we feel
Yeah.
when we're really moving our bodies, when we're exercising. And you're right, you don't have to go to the gym. Like
No.
the other day, I was like, I just didn't want to go out. I was just kind of like, all right, I'm just going to go and do my own workout here.
Yeah.
I went outside, did some workout. And the next day I was like, I'm sore. That really worked. Like I didn't have to. I mean, it's fun to go to the gym. You see your friends there. You
But
have
just having the discipline.
it's all about the discipline. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You're
So
right.
you and I talked about before we got on that I'm kind of in the space caring for my mother-in-law right now. And she was in
Yeah.
the hospital and then a facility. We got a home anyway, but I walked to the hospital, and I was like so excited to walk to the hospital. I did exercises while I was at the facility. You just have to make it work into your day. So many times people have excuses like, well, this is what was going on. Yeah, life happens, but you got to insert yourself in and make yourself one of your most important appointments.
Oh, make yourself your most important. I mean, when you think about it, like people invest in real estate. I
Yeah.
heard this person say, no, no, this is the real estate. This is the
Amen.
real estate.
That's
And
good.
you can't invest in yourself. Don't think investing in anything else is going to help you.
That's right. That's good.
Got to care for yourself. And I know, like, here, I was born in the 60s. Like, I am all about not just living a long life, but living a long, vibrant, fun, healthy life. I don't want to be like where I can't engage or I can't participate or like, no, you guys go dance. I'm like, I'm going to sit on the side. No, I want to be like on the dance floor, you know?
You will be, Hannah.
I believe that, but I think,
Yes,
I mean, God gives us, he tells us in his word that he gives us a long life full of health. That's our choice.
it is
So
a choice.
I think a lot of times people will have like, why do I have this disease? Or why do I have these problems that keep coming up? Or why am I stressed? Why do I have anxiety? And they're praying for God to get them out of it. But he's like, I provided everything.
Yeah.
But we are on the other side of that door.
Yeah.
Like Jesus stands at the door and knocks. We are the ones that get to say, you know what, I'm going to open this door. I'm going to open this door and I'm going to go outside. And I'm going to start moving my body. I'm going to start eating healthier. Everything is a choice. But I am convinced that God always provides a way for health and healing if we will, number one, take him at his word. And number two, do the thing.
Yeah. We
You
can
know,
do all things through
all
Christ who strengthens us. All things. So when you have the I can't, I don't know, I'll try. No, forget that. Either you're doing it and I will, I am. Like stop the I can't and I'll try. You just do it. And then you're going to feel better. And you're going to get past the point of where you are today and look back and go, oh my goodness, of course I am. I'm doing great. And start to appreciate how far you've come, even in a short amount of time. And reward yourself with affirmation, reward yourself with a
Yeah.
pedicure if you need to, if you're out walking, whatever. But give yourself some positive little nuggets along the way to keep you going.
I love that. So giving yourself, that goes along with my research with mom brain. Like I am always researching mom brain. And one of those things is we have this dopamine deficiency
Yeah.
because we don't reward ourselves for the behaviors that will most move our goals and dreams forward. So when does a mom say, I cleaned up the living room, let me reward myself, or I folded the laundry, I put it away, let me reward myself. We're like, all right, well, I just did it. It's going to be messy in a few minutes anyway. We don't really reward that behavior. And
Right.
so we can become really creative and put some rewards in there. Like, I went walking every day this week. I'm going to go to Starbucks to get a cup of coffee. Or,
Right.
just little
Yeah.
things like that are enough for us for our brain to say, oh, I like that. I'll do it
Yeah.
again.
And that'll reinforce, and that'll be that opportunity to create new habits and new neural pathways. And it's kind of that conquer and layer approach that I like to call it. You conquer that one goal that you're after, and then you layer it with another goal, and you just keep after it until you've mastered it and it becomes part of your everyday life, like rolling out of the bed and doing push-ups.
Yeah,
Whatever it is for
it's
you,
your norm. Just
it
like you
becomes
said.
your norm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
so beautiful that if we can take what is like, I remember when I first decided I don't want to eat sugar anymore. I
Yeah.
made that decision. It was several years ago. And I was like, I'm just going to not eat sugar for 90 days. And I was like, that was easy. I won't eat sugar for 6 months. All right. I won't eat sugar for the rest of the year. And every now and then it's like, oh, I'll have, this, or I'll have a little bit of, a cookie. But honestly, it's like normal for me not to eat sugar. It's very abnormal. Like if I eat a cookie or something, people are like, "You're eating a cookie? What,
Yeah.
mom?"
Yeah.
But it's like now it's like that is more of the abnormal behavior.
Yeah. And
You
as
know.
long as you know yourself well enough, I always say that moderation kills momentum, because for
Mm,
a lot of people, they start doing that moderation way too soon, or they hit that moderation, and that moderation is the thing that's going to send them into the abyss, like, or kick
yeah.
the door wide open for more. So you got to know yourself well enough, right?
Yeah.
Like that cookie wasn't going to do it for you.
Right.
But some people, it's like you can't be a recovered alcoholic and go into a bar and say, oh, I think I'll have a little sip of
I'll just
this.
have a
And
little. I'll just
yeah,
have a
no,
little.
no.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
No.
But I had to go a year with no sugar at
Yeah,
all. And then it becomes that's normal.
exactly.
And so
Yeah.
what if we just decided it's normal to walk 10,000 steps a day? It's normal to go
Yes.
outside for 30 minutes. That's normal. Like
Right.
it like started to like what is my body intended for? My body's not made to sit all day long. I've got legs, I got muscles, I want to move them.
Your body actually starts to atrophy after just 20 minutes of not working against gravity. Dr.
Woo.
Joan Vernikos, she used to work with the astronauts, and she would work with them in the anti-gravity space and realize that, wow, 20 minutes of not working against gravity, their bodies were starting to atrophy. So if you're sitting, you got to stand up. If you're standing, you need to do some squats or do some calf raises or something. You got to work against gravity for your body to get stronger and to not atrophy.
Yeah, so basically don't grow mushrooms.
Exactly. Don't,
Okay.
unless you're growing them in your garden.
And then we'll make sure you're growing the right ones,
The
right?
right ones, yeah.
I want to be shrooming out all over the place. So, well, okay. So tell us, what if people are like, all right, I think I'm ready for a healthier relationship with my body.
Yeah.
I'm ready to release this weight. I'm ready to get my body moving and feeling better. Where would they go to get your help?
Yeah, so you can go to my website, wendypett.com, and I've got some resources there. But if you are really ready and you're like, game on, let's do this, I have a 7-week accelerator program that will get you everything you need, from meal plans, grocery list, recipes, the workouts. We have community coaching each week. It is powerful. And again, it's whole food, plant-based, using your body as your gym. It's all encompassing. And if you're ready to get off medication, this is a place to go to start to wean yourself and get onto the trajectory of health and healing, mind, body, spirit, emotions. You can go to getvisiblyfit.com. And if you use the promo code crazyblessed, you will get $200 off of your program. That's
Well,
huge.
thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were doing that. That's a sweet surprise. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Yeah, they deserve it. I want them to
Yeah.
get healthy and well.
Talk about crazy blessed.
Yeah.
Guys, what in the world? Take advantage of that. This is just that knock on the door. Are you going to open it? Are you going to do the next thing? Because you know that I only bring you people that I know and trust, that I know their relationship with God, that I am, aligned with them 100%. So Wendy, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
I loved it. I love you, girl.
Oh man,
Thank you
so much fun. Guys, take that next step. Get visibly fit. Promise you're going to be blessed like crazy.